Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Skills Go Up Devlog. This is episode 4, and I've got another batch of interesting things added to the game. Maybe not as much as the last time, because I did spend a lot of time working on controls, but we have some good stuff. One caveat, I did lose my changelog due to an unexpected crash, so I think I've figured out what all I added in this, but if I accidentally added something from last episode or missed something that you notice I've added in the future, that might be why. Anyway, like I said, controls, that's the big thing. So now we can go left and right, up and down. No longer this weird system where up and down we're like doing the tabs, left and right we're going down. We can go up to the tabs using the keyboard, swap left and right. It's all good. You might notice we have mini quests now. We've added our first proper mini quest. This is an actual piece of content I'm planning to carry forward to the final game, not just these placeholder quests. This is the Book of Words. It's about Bartholomew, who made the first Book of Words, but then it was stolen, so he needs you to get the pages back. Every page you hand in will give you some writing XP, an increasing amount of writing XP. So we started the quest. You have this Cloblin Raider. It's not aggressive until you attack it. And then once you attack it, you just gotta kill it. Like so. Pick up the page of words. And then we can go back to him, hand it in. Only 5 XP for the first one, but it will increase to some good numbers by the end. And yeah, that is the first actual mini quest. The mechanics might change, but the idea will stay the same in the final game. I just thought it was a silly little way to get some writing XP and a skill that is otherwise fairly low effort so far, but there it is. Sorry, I'm losing my voice a bit today. But yes, the improved controls were the biggest thing because they were tiresome. It works with the controller now. It's great. I love it. But outside of that, we have added some new trees and ores. I believe the ores are new to this version. That's one of the things I'm not certain about. I didn't go rewatch the whole previous video. But yes, so I am leaning towards an idea. The idea is that we will have 8 tiers of equipment. That is the idea. So we got 8 different trees. Each one will make bows. It will make tools. It will make basically anything that's made from wood is made from these 8 trees. There could be more trees in the future, but they won't be equipment tiers. They would be special trees. Kind of like how, when it comes to mining, we have some ores that are for equipment. We have some ores that are for jewelry. Specifically, copper, silver, gold, platinum, and iridium will make jewelry. And then you'll be making, equipment out of bronze, iron, meteor, steel, cobalt, chromium, titanium, titanium, and tungsten. Those will be the tiers of ingots that you can make. From there, we can actually head on over here. I don't know what's going on with my throat right now. I'm going to kill this guy. He's going to annoy me. Get out of here. Anyway, we can look here. So we have all the ingots that we can make. There's some fun stuff here, but we can't actually make anything from any of them yet because I'm still putting some thought into what all I want the equipment to be. Like, do we have only one type of helm, one type of plate body? How many different weapons do we want? Do we want daggers, short swords, long swords, scimitars, warhammers, battle axes, blah, blah, blah. Scimitars are apparently really easy to make in the real world, so, maybe that'll be the first weapon you make. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. But one thing I did, which I am very happy with, is the idea of recipes that have multiple different items that can go into them. So you can see it's cycling between charcoal and coal for steel ingot. If you select it, you can choose which one. If you only have coal in your inventory, it will go straight to coal. But if not, if you have both or neither, you can see the list. And you can see that. And we have it now where whenever you're making arrow shafts, you can use the 4 lower tier logs, and it will give you a different amount of XP and a different amount of arrow shafts with a different level requirement for each one. It's really nice. But charcoal is made here in this charcoal thing, so you can go ahead and load logs in if you have the level. We don't have the level yet. But I did go ahead. I got tired of adding a different book for each thing. So we have the Omni skill book, read it, all skills, level 100. We've not seen that before, but now I can load logs in here. We have 5 fur logs. We can dump them all in there. You set it on fire, 30 minutes later, you get the amount of charcoal equal to the amount of logs you put in there. Obviously, it makes the most sense to use the low tier logs, but you can use whatever, and it doesn't affect anything as far as the charcoal is concerned. It's just a nice, low-effort way to get some coal if you want to do smithing, but not have to constantly mine coal. I could foresee there being a lot of these throughout the world, and you could just fill them up when you're in the area, come back later, get them. It doesn't matter. It's just a nice little thing. Now, another thing I added in preparation for future content is the idea of worms. I've already dug 2 up with a shovel. It's a 10% chance with the shovel. And the idea is you have a worm farm, which is here. We can go ahead and deposit some worms. You have to have at least 2 worms in there. Once you do, they will start multiplying slowly. It's an exponential growth. So if you start with 2, it should, hopefully if the math is right, take about a day to get to 1,000. But obviously, because it's exponential, if you add even just a few more in, you're going to cut that time down a lot. So yeah, that is how worm farming works. They will be the bait for fishing, but I haven't added fishing yet because I'm still working on some details and the plan for it. I know a lot of the fish I want to add, but I'm still working on some ideas like, do we want things other than fishing rods and stuff like that? So maybe soon the fishing skill will be added, but not yet. But I thought it would be fun to add worms right now anyway. So another thing I did, this is a small one, is I just finally gave trees some proper depth so that they go on top of things when they're supposed to. Very minor, but it was kind of ugly, wasn't it? And then finally, this might be the last thing that I added. We're going to have to go into our inventory here. Well, not inventory, we're going to go here. We added Noxious Edge. It's a new spell. I'm going to have to go to the bank, grab a dagger. All right, so we can cast that. Noxious Edge can add Noxious, Pico, and Poison to a dagger. So yeah, you can look here, we got Poison +1. So Poison works. It'll have a plus whatever. The plus whatever is what damage it starts at. So if it's +10, it hits 10 damage. Next time it'll hit 9 damage, then 8, 7, 6. But when it gets to 1, it's going to keep hitting 1 until it randomly wears off. So that way we can have a poison that does 1 damage but doesn't just do 1 damage and then go away, because that's not poison, that's just an extra 1 damage. So yeah, the idea is that we can attack. You can see he's poisoned, he will take damage and die. And it works where you'll get credit for the quest of killing him if he dies from poison. It doesn't have to be a melee hit or anything. It all works. It's all nice. And the Noxious +1 doesn't do anything right now. It's just a thing that's in there. Unlike the fire aspect, which actually does increase your fire spell damage. We don't have any Noxious spells yet, so it doesn't do anything. But it's there for when you have it. Now, the interesting thing about that spell is it only works on daggers right now. We actually have classifications for weapons built in now. So I can do things like make daggers have a faster attack, or make swords be able to get a certain enchantment that daggers can't get. All sorts of things are possible, and that's why I wanted that feature built in. But yeah, this was more of a structural, like, building blocks type of update here. I'm expecting that the next devlog will be probably in a couple days. I'm expecting to do 2 more devlogs this week, and then it might be a little bit of a break, because next week I'm going to do something that has to be done, which is I'm going to try to build the map editor for this. It's going to be kind of a generic map editor. I want to build it to work kind of like Minecraft, in that things will be divided into chunks. That way you can have a map as big as you want without having the performance of loading, 100,000 trees at once when you first start up the game. And I want that for multiple game projects that I have in my mind. So it makes sense to build it as its own thing, but I'm not sure how hard it will be. I have a pretty good idea of what it requires. It doesn't seem like it's going to be that hard, but it'll probably still be at least a full week's project to get something usable for this game. And then I have to come back and then build the chunk system into the game as well, and figure out how I'm going to, add a new tree to the game, and then it gets added to the map editor so that I can add it back to the game in the game world. It's going to be this whole project, but that is a problem for next week. I'll see you guys next episode, where we will probably have added some interesting things. Bye.